E-commerce with Cocktails Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to e-commerce technology professionals and cocktail aficionados. With your hosts, Gary Schock, Brian Gillespie, and John Tench.
Well, it's awesome to have you guys.
Yeah.
Adrienne, first of all, just welcome to the insanity. Thank you for joining us. Seriously, you are brave and inspiring at the same time.
Well, thank you. Now I'm not drinking alone today. So
No, never drink alone.
yeah,
No matter what time it is.
You can join us. You could join us anytime, Adrienne.
Try to bring someone up on a video call at least, so I've got something there. Yeah.
Commerce and cocktails. Welcome. I'm going to begin the journey here by cracking open a with you bottle of champagne. I thought it was lovely decorated. I bought it because of the way it looks. I have no idea how it tastes. So
Gary will be like, "What is this swill? Get this out of my face."
yeah, but it's a Christmassy bottle. You know, you got to do something.
Definitely.
What do we got going today?
That's nice.
Weller.
Weller.
Oh, well, I thought of you actually when I grabbed this bottle. This is Antique 107.
Wow.
And he's a little chilly, so he's got on his Maker's Mark scarf. It's just up the road. So it's fine. You know, they're not too far apart, Buffalo Trace and Maker's Mark. So
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Great.
I didn't break anything. So I think cheers. Adrienne, all the very best. Brian, what are you cracking open?
It's a little foamy. Landgang. It's German Pils.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
How appropriate for us spot Wisconsin. Germans. There we go.
Yes.
Adrienne, what do you got?
I have bourbon and apple cider with some floating apple slices in it.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
set the
great.
story here. Okay, that's pretty good.
So I was going to ask Adrienne. I heard last week we had a cocktail hour that you sponsored by delivering a couple goodies to your folks.
Yes, actually, so I did the delivery last Friday. I worked with a local bar here in Appleton, Wisconsin, and I had them pre-mix martinis into little bottles. And then I delivered to my team little bottles of martinis along with a stemless martini glass and a martini shaker and the garnishes. Everyone got their garnish. And yesterday we got on a Zoom call together and we all shook our martinis and drank our martinis, and we did a virtual escape room. So
A virtual escape room?
Yeah.
We're like, what?
How's that work?
So what I did is I split the team into groups, and I used Zoom rooms to divide everyone into the rooms. So I had 4 different room leaders who each did a screen share of the virtual escape room, walking the team through the puzzles and everything. It was a really challenging escape room, but one group got through it in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I knew escape rooms, but the physical ones, obviously, duh. But wow, virtual.
So just like, kind of pivot the conversation a little bit. Just tools like these have kind of helped us just from a collaboration and talking to people. I'm sure, like, you know, from how you do business, there's probably some tools. I know of one system I'm probably interested to talk to you about a little bit. But there's probably some things you had in place that really already that helped you to be able to maintain your business, maybe change some of the ways in which you worked with that tool per se. But luckily you already probably had some things in place. How did that affect you? Like, where did you have to make some changes or some pivots in the business?
We were very fortunate in timing that we were in process of implementing a new phone system. So we've got around 600 sales reps, and
Wow.
some of them are, a lot of them are inside reps, and then there's a good number that are field reps. But we were in the process of implementing a new system, which was integrated with our SAP ECC system. And fortunately, we were pretty far along on this phone system implementation, and it happened to be that go live was 2 days before everyone went home in March.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about everything in perfect alignment, because the phone system we have now is modern and it's really great, and it allowed basically you pick up your desktop, you take it home, and you can be taking calls with customers without missing a beat. No special equipment required, and just slick. And that was a huge one for us. If we hadn't had that in place, since then we've integrated the chat tool from the same company, so it's all also integrated, and everything from that perspective has really, really worked out well. I imagine you wanted to ask about HCL Commerce, which is running our.
I might have alluded to that a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know,
Yeah.
it comes up in the conversation.
And not necessarily HCL commerce, just commerce in general, right?
In general,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Commerce in general.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, commerce it's been very important for us that we've had a stable site that has been running the entire time, because obviously during a lot of this there were challenges when customers, a lot of our customers are those essential providers who they didn't shut down at all during this. I'm talking some of the big .com giants, and some of the biggest shippers in the country. They were essential and they had to keep running. The food providers, everyone. So that means we had to keep running as well. And the good thing is, because I mentioned with the phone system, we didn't miss a beat there, but we also didn't miss a beat in what we were able to do online for customers. And we were within days of everything hitting, we had a COVID resource center that we were able to launch online with here's resources you can download, and here's a lot of information and how you should handle things with your employees. And then a short time later, here's some COVID specific downloads. Like here's posters you can print off, hang up, just take them. And now then there's the signs that you need, the stickers that go on the floor,
right.
things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we were able to be very quick in just responding to those. As soon as the business had those things ready, we've got the content published and live so that we can be there to help the customers, because that's what we really were trying to do ultimately.
Has it changed the way your inside sellers in your obviously your field sellers? I'm sure it's changed the way they sell.
Yes, it's changed a lot in the way that especially the field sales team sells. It's changed a lot in the way that we run some, even some lead generation events that we also liked doing those face-to-face sort of training sessions around the country with customers and potential customers. And clearly you lose that. You can't do that. So you have to pivot in what you're doing. But that's all, it's all been a learning process. And I'm happy to say that we've learned, and it's going pretty well now.
Gosh, I mean, out of curiosity, staffing, just back to that for a second, have you onboarded any new people? And what's that been like, or anything like that? That's something we've been going through here, where we're adding to development and we're expanding, we continue to hire in this time. And it's it's working, but it's so different. Have you had any of that?
It's definitely different. I had someone who started my team a couple of weeks before the pandemic hit, who started on my e-com team very shortly before it hit. So most of her onboarding has been done remote. But just with the nature of what she does, everything has been fantastic. I mentioned before that I also have a sales team. So my role is e-commerce and campaign sales. And I can explain a little bit about that structure and the intent behind that, but I have had 2 new sales reps start during this time as well. And they have, it's entirely different because the leader for that area has never worked remotely before all of this came. But fortunately, again, we've got this slick new phone system now. So you can do the call recording, you can do the call coaching, and there's a lot more technology at her disposal, so she really can effectively help those sales reps.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so I'll jump back a little bit on the structure. The idea of the area that I have is we are essentially the direct business for the company. So it's the e-commerce and this campaign sales. It's the agents both who are the ones answering the phone from the website, from the catalog, who do the chat with customers. And then it's also a group of agents who are calling out on some of the more transactional consumable business to customers who don't have an assigned rep. So it's really putting this all together in one umbrella so that we're looking at the big number rather than channel fighting between ourselves, saying, oh no, I want that to be an e-com call order. It doesn't matter. However, the customer wants to place the order, and if the chat rep is helping them place an order online and it's better for them to place it for the customer, that's great. It doesn't matter because it's all about that big number.
So it's helped you resolve channel conflict, basically.
Yes.
Which is, wow.
It allows us to strategically focus on growing that big number rather than fighting between us and trying to take money from one to the other and argue over sales that have already happened. Who gets credit for it?
It's my sale. No, it's my sale. It's my.
I'm not familiar with that problem.
Not at all. I haven't
heard
had
that.
any conversation like that
Since
ever.
at least 35, 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, literally.
The three of us.
No joke. Yeah, actually.
That's awesome. So so here's my next question. Now I'm just full of a million questions. Do you think that, so now you've got a common goal, everybody's right marching to, do you think it'll ever go back the other way?
Yeah.
Not for this team. So there are sales teams that are not part of my team. So, and that would be assigned accounts and even unassigned accounts for different types of product lines.
Right.
And I do not think that what we have here with this shared common goal, big number, I don't think they're going to go back on this. It has been very successful, and it really feels like the right thing for the customer too.
But do you see those other teams looking to gravitate toward the technology that you've implemented from a digital commerce perspective? How does that equate?
So that's actually a really good question, Brian. So like the assigned accounts, if an assigned account places an order on jjkeller.com, the assigned rep is still going to get credit for that sale.
Well, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that, that rep, I'm here to help the rep sell more. So if within the last year or so, that also means that my role has expanded to include our procurement integrations and punch out. So if a rep has a really large customer who wants to have a fully integrated procurement system, we can do that for them. They're working with Ariba or Coupa or Workday, one of those. Then my team steps in and says, all right, we'll get that all set up. And then that rep can help with the relationship with that customer, not entering orders or dealing with any of that transactional stuff. And they still get credit for it.
And what's been the uptick on the digital side to accommodate those types of transactions?
Yeah.
It's definitely a good thing because
a channel shift, so to speak.
And
right.
We're seeing this acceleration from our largest customers are now demanding you have to be on these procurement systems or we're not going to buy from you, because they want, I think this year has, as it's accelerated for us, it has for everyone. So they don't, maybe they lost some people in their purchasing department or whatever the case may be. Everyone wants more automation. And one of the keys to building that automation for those big customers is let's leverage everything Ariba's got. Let's go all in on Coupa so that they're not having to transact anything either, but the systems just work. And so that's where we've had to just turn up the dial on getting as many of these integrations done as quickly as we can.
I have so many questions now. So I'm like you, John.
I'm like, man, we'll just unpack. Go ahead, buddy. Go.
So we talked about one direction. So you have your customers now going to the digital side. Are they also going to the digital side to get information? So they want to know order status, ETAs on when's, ATP, right? Available to promise and so forth. Are you seeing the transition from calling up that sales rep to I'm just gonna go on, look it up?
Yeah, and so the customers who are working with us through procurement, that's part of it. So the standard messages, would be the purchase order, the acknowledgement, the advanced ship notice, and then the invoice and the payment. So you've got this. Those systems just do that, and so they're fully in the loop on what it is. As far as customers self-serving, I think that's always been really important, and it's essentially the table stakes to be in this place, especially in the B2B side. Now, do I think what I've got is perfect? No, it's not. It's not working as slick as like Target or Amazon where you know every step of the way where it is, but definitely there's room for growth in meeting the customer's expectations there, I think.
I'm chuckling because Amazon will tell me when my order's almost here. He's like, he's at the driveway.
Too much information.
And,
If you're at the
and
driveway,
if
you're at the
you've
bar.
got, if it's the Amazon delivery service, then they're including a photo of your package on your front porch, which is really it's a nice additional thing to have. Absolutely. And they're just raising the bar for us. So, we think we've got something great, but maybe it was great in 2016, 2017, but now Amazon raised the bar again. So we've got to do better.
So
Isn't that amazing?
Between
Amazonification impact in B2B.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't even, and it's
don't
totally
even think
there.
about it.
No, it's
that's
totally
kind of
there.
where I was going. Is like
Yeah.
you've got Amazon and COVID both pushing you,
Yep.
right? So it's both of those two things on top of each other are changing your customers, on how that people interact with JJ Keller as a whole as a business.
It's changing how every customer interacts with every company. It's not even just us. I mean, I talk to a lot of people at a lot of other companies, and everyone's seeing the same thing. Amazon they're setting the bar, and they're doing it in such a way that it's just really important that we all continue to invest in making these improvements so that we can keep up.
So people like to buy things from people that they like, right? So if you have the opportunity to build a relationship and drive that relationship to another level through digital experience, even that allows you to differentiate from Amazon.
Yep. And being knowledgeable in things, especially in an industry that is either very technical or very regulatory based, where
especially with the regulations.
Yes, it's essential that the buyer get the right thing. If they do the wrong thing, they could face being shut down. They could face their trucks having to sit at an inspection and not be able to move the goods because they have to wait out 24 hours or whatever the case may be.
So do you find your reps inside or your field sales folks that are even now, are they doing video consultations, doing prepared carts? Or how are they pushing the right items to them? Like I said, one thing opens another 100 questions.
Kind of the idea is, somebody who starts the process digitally wants to engage in an analog fashion and then back to digital, and kind of almost a collaborative
a smurging.
Journey.
Yeah.
Smurging.
That's a technical term. It's
smurging.
Between
TM.
merge and smush.
Yeah,
which is
we're gonna copyright that. That's gonna be the name of this episode, is smurging.
Yeah. I think another bourbon might
every episode.
in the cards for John.
What'd you say?
I said I think another bourbon might be in the cards for you. Start making up words. I know I'm looking for my bourbon bottle too. Yeah.
It's empty.
Here, John, I brought this out for you. Here you go, bud.
Nice.
Grab it. Take it. Yeah. Smurging.
Personally, beyond Keller, from everywhere, everything I see, it's just really about however the customers want to interact with you. And every customer is different and every supplier is different. And even within one company, every buying department is going to be different in how they're handling it. So some buyers need to be really mobile. They might never sit at a desk through their entire day because they're running around the warehouse, they're running around the fleet yard. So it's figuring out what they need at that point to be able to interact with them. And it might not be your sales rep calling into them at this most inopportune time as they're trying to pull something down from a rack 30 feet in the air. So I think it's really about allowing customers that choice to decide when and how and where they want to interact and transact.
That's awesome.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Wow. Well,
that went quick, didn't it?
Yeah.
Holy moly.
No.
Yeah. No.
How are you doing there?
It's amazing what this does. It'll make you time warp. That's what we call it.
I'm down to my
Time
apple
travel.
slices, so I'm happy about my apple slices waiting for me as my treat at the end.
Oh, yeah.
The treat at the end. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Just Adrienne, on behalf of the whole team, it means the world to us. We get to work with you. It really does. It means the world to us. We can talk. We can, you can challenge us and think, yeah, you guys are messed up here, messed up there. Fix this, fix that. And it's like, yeah, that's what we want to hear. I don't want to hear the good stuff. I want to hear the hard stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
it really
you
means
do.
a great deal. I know.
I was about to say, Adrienne has no problem calling me and let me know.
That's right. And the cool thing is you go right to the source. See, and that's the way we're set up.
It's
That's the
awesome.
way it's supposed to be. Yeah. You don't need me.
I do.
This guy.
I text Brian whenever the mood strikes. Yeah. He's very good.
Brian, how big's the archive of those text messages? That's the how many years does it go back?
It's quite a few years now. What? It's 5, 6. I don't know how many years. 6 years.
It's funny. If you've noticed, I found some old text messages. Like, one of my old bosses. I just happened to be he passed away. Sadly, it's a tough, but previous job. But I look at that from time to time. Just some last messages. That was from 5 years ago. You're like, wow, this thing stores everything.
Yeah. We had a fun challenge. I can't remember. It was last year at one point. I was in a bar with a couple of people. I can't remember now. I think it was the guy from IBM, and a few of us were talking, and we needed an answer from Brian, and
it was I'll say that it was.
Oh, it was okay. and so I challenged, because I'm a bit competitive. I'm like, I can get Brian to respond faster than you can, and he's like, no, I'm IBM, I'm whatever. He'll respond to me first. And so we timed it. We had a moderator who checked our text messages to make sure none of them gave anything away, and we hit send at the same time, and I got this immediate response, and sitting there for a while like, is this thing on?
I don't think I replied until it was a few hours later.
The next morning, hey man, did you text me?
Yeah. What'd you need yesterday, buddy?
What was the cost of that bet?
I'm sorry?
What was the cost of that bet? That's what I want to know.
Next round?
I think he bought the round. Yeah.
Customers first.
I will say that is something a little bit I miss as well, is just going to a bar.
Yes, I miss that very much.
I've got tendinitis from shaking my own drinks too much.
Mine's live music. Live music.
That's my number. Those two right there.
Yeah.
And a lot of times those go together. Live music in a bar. Oh, with a good band.
Yeah.
I miss
All
that.
right, poll question then. Everything's free and clear. Everyone healthy. The everything's parted, right? We're good to go. Adrienne, where are you going next? Where are you going?
I will definitely be finding a concert. Whatever concert I can get to first, I'm going to. Yeah, that's my big miss. I love festivals, especially if this clears up in the summer. I'm going to be like every festival.
You're going.
Bonnaroo, Bunbury, Lollapalooza.
Midwest, yeah, Midwest. We'll say Midwest still. Yeah. How about you all? What's your first thing?
Ryan?
Oh, concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I have 3 concerts that have been continually being postponed, so I'm waiting for them to start back up.
Yeah, we're sitting on some tickets that are waiting. So
For
my
what?
wife and I, we absolutely love going to live music. So
Concert for you too.
Yeah. What I really, really, really want would be, if I can't get a concert, I'd take a cover band in a hot, sweaty bar somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm serious.
Can you host them in your barn? That's what I want to know.
I could. I've got
Put that on a poster, John's face, and I want a cover band in a hot, sweaty bar.
Episode 4 just sounded its name.
Sure.
hot, sweaty bar.
JJ Keller, you guys could print. Keller could print that for us, can't we?
Absolutely. I sure can.
I wish I had the creativity. Mine is a buddy of mine from the UK, and my buddy in Cleveland, Gary, Also ex B2B'er. He'll be on one of our shows coming up. He used to run Goodyear, B2B tire business. Yeah, he's a tire guy. But we're going to Miami for an absolute blowout adventure.
Wow.
And then that's trip 1. Then trip 2 is we're taking our families and we're going to Maui.
Nice.
Like we're out, we're bouncing.
Yeah, that's a hopper flight for you out of San Francisco. So.
Yeah, it's about 4 hours.
Yeah,
give or take,
so East Coasters talk about Florida. Everybody's like, right? West Coasters, oh, I'm going to Hawaii. What?
Yeah.
Well, we've got Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Jamaica's nice.
Yeah, man.
Dominican's nice.
That was
Yeah,
my last
yeah,
trip.
yeah.
One of my last trips before the lockdown was Punta Cana. I was there for a wedding.
Yeah.
It was great.
Beautiful destination.
Yeah, those are nice.
Well, with
All right.
that,
Thank you, Adrienne,
thank
so
you
much.
so much for indulging.
Thank you for being good drinking partners. All of you have been in person and now virtual, so that's all good.
So next time we'll be sure to send a shipment ahead of time.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Cheers, guys. All
right.
the very, very best.
Cheers.
Adrienne, you've been a delight. Thanks as always. Stay well.
Cheers. You too. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.